Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing and comparing the Bali Spindle and B.A.Balis' modular breakdown tray. I would like to thank BRS for their Bali Spindle flash comp, of which I was one of the lucky 5 winners. And my clip was way worse than everyone else's. But also I noticed that B.A.Balis had a new modular breakdown tray to work with. The breakdown tray was originally also supposed to be similar to the Bali Spindle, but I believe due to respective circumstances, he decided to change it. So this is now a modular pegboard, as you can see. The Bali Spindle is, I'm sure you may have seen, a breakdown tray. It is rather small. It has jimping. Yeah, they like to make a point of the jimping. And as you notice, it has toothpicks. And you just poke them right into these holes. And it's marked as bite and safe. You can see this B and S. And you also get stickers. I don't know what this devil guy is. It's a little spooky looking, but I'm like, that looks like a bite handle thing. And my other one is the cherry picker, which I'm like, oh, that's cute. So I use the cherry picker for safe and this devil as the bite. But there's other ones, like there's the Zippy logo, and it comes with 4 toothpicks, of which I'm using 2. The B.A.Balis breakdown tray, it is, this is actually like a bunch of extra shit, because I ordered a lot of it. And the Bali Spindle will run you $16, I believe, not including shipping. And I just want to double check. This is like 3 times as much stuff. So the base package is just this. 1 board, 3 pegs, and 1 small tray. That is $35. The extra board is $12. This modular compartment, it is just a compartment, very nice actually. This is $10, and an extra small tray is $5. So all in all, this cost me $62. I'm gonna do like a live demonstration as I also talk about my thoughts. The thing about this board is that it also comes with these like pegs. There's a few things I first want to say about the B.A.Balis board. The first thing is that not all these pieces are snug. Some of them are, some of them are not. This one is not. The other thing I'd like to note is, unlike Legos, just because you have holes that fit next to each other doesn't mean that they fit. These 2 pieces don't fit next to each other, which I find to be honestly a little annoying. So I would say, honestly, if he could like shorten the compartment so that it like fits. I was hoping that there'd be 2, because normally you only come with 1, and they don't align properly. It doesn't overlap properly. So if you want them near each other, you're gonna have this awkward gap so they don't flush with each other. These are nice that you can just move them around. I kind of just have them at the end, and it's nice because you can put them. Also the thing is, some of them are really snug, so you have to reach underneath and poke them out from below. So if I want it like up higher here, I could do that. I'm just gonna leave it down here. So you have to be aware, and also you don't want to just pull out from it. Like this one's really loose. It's like, this is like the right snug. It's snug enough that when you flip it upside down, it doesn't pop out, but not so snug that you have to be like, ooh, you gotta push it from below. Also, I should mention that these are held together with these like spacers almost. I'm gonna be honest, I hate these. I think this modular design is cool, but I think that the spacer used for this, it's like, sometimes it's really snug because these are not always going to be perfectly printed, exactly the same width and all that stuff. And so it's like, if you want it to be flushed out, which you do, otherwise you're going to have an uneven board and that will be annoying. You're going to want to have the spacers all the way in, and that can be a pain in the ass. If there was a way to have these boards be modular where you can maybe, if it was like horizontally, they had like a little nub that you can like slide in and then lock in like that, that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. So that's just my original thoughts. So what I'm going to do today in my project, as I talk to you about this, is I'm going to attempt to put the Squiddy G the Gato blade on the Squiddy A Amber I'm going to try and interchange these handles and blades so that I can have one really, really cool squiddy and one okay squiddy. If you had one that was like a bit holder, that would be pretty cool. I would like that a lot. Because now I've misplaced my glider bit holder. So first I'm going to start by breaking down this tray. I've used this a few times, and I like that you can just pop in your hardware onto here. And so since I'm doing like a double thing, I'm gonna switch back and forth between these two because I haven't actually used the B.A.Balis board yet. You can slide your washers onto the spindle, which I can do later. But first, I'm gonna clean my washers. I just got the Squiddy G today. So the Bali Spindle, honestly, I love this design. I think it's especially good if you have it. I think I did the right way. It's especially good if you have sandwich knives with liners, because that's great. If it's if it's channel, you just have that. Now let's do the other side. Oh, there it is. I'm blind as a bat. The Bali Spindle I've used a couple times. I really like this. I think it's great bang for your buck. It is quite small, and that is on purpose because they want it. And these washers are a little gross. That's fine. They want it to be very portable, and also because you can remove the toothpicks, you don't have to worry about height. I don't travel anywhere with my Balisongs, not really at least. So that's not a huge factor to me, but the breakdown tray fits in basically any case. I'm going to transition this over here, and I'm going to transition this up here, and this maybe over here. So actually, I noticed that this is the beauty of modular, based off of how long your handles are, because some handles are stupid long. Like the Icarus has like really, really long handles. So even here, it would hit the thing over here. Oh, what's also really cool about having extras is that if you're worried about it sliding around, you can't slide too far. So if I put this down here, you can kind of lock down your handles in place. And because the blade is going to be traded around, I might just put the blade here. Ooh, that's a snug fit. Perfectly though. You can put bushings and washers and everything on this too, but do be aware that bushings can fall through these holes. It's not a big deal because of course you can just like lift it up and take it out from underneath, but that's just a thing to be aware of. Also, one time I was breaking down my fucking Bali shark and I lost my bushings under my couch. So just beware, while this is a great system, you can still lose things if you drop it down here. So I'm gonna actually probably just do this, and it's like, why the fuck not? And so here, I'm going to start using this one over here. So this is Bite. I wish also Bite was on the left side. That's just a personal thing. It's cool that I have two breakdown trays now. So if I want to do a blade swap like so, I have a couple of suggestions with the B.A.Balis breakdown board. One of, I've talked about the pieces not flushing together, the inconsistency in the width, which he did tell me that some of them, I think he was saying like in the prototype phase. Also, I believe I'm one of like the first like 3 people to like buy this. And I also went ham. I like originally was the first person to dibs his board, but then I wanted a second board, so then someone else got that first. So I think I'm like the second person to officially have it. And so it's really nice because I do really like that you have these pegs. I think the modularity is good, but I'm not going to pretend. It's kind of pricey. So while it's nice, I don't regret like buying both of these. And I think it's perfect for times like these. If you only are working with one Balisong though, the Bali Spindle is really, really good bang for your buck. And while you could technically print your own, oh, that's the problem here. I'll have to move this yonder. And ugh, that sound. Ugh. I'm not gonna get used to that. Bear with me complaining. So yeah, the Bali Spindle, it's like maybe $20 with shipping. If you have your own 3D printer, I guess you could theoretically find a build online. But at that point, like, why bother? I feel like at that point you're kind of almost in this piracy era. Like the thing kind of gets a little dicey. And I respect the process it takes to make this. And I remember if you see any of the the same videos they play over and over on their Instagram story. Why toothpicks? It's easy to replace. It's easy to stock. All right, see, this is a good example of why I need to shift this up. Oh, that sound. Ugh. Partially why I might not use this that much is because of that sound. But it's nice and it feels like it fits over. Because if you use the Bali Spindle, it all sticks out way here. And sure, that's fine, but it can feel a little insecure. The toothpicks do feel pretty stable. They do recommend that you clip like 2 millimeters off. It does not come pre-clipped. Okay, so now we're at the fun part. We have to try and do the blade swap. This is nice and it's organized. Now, I guess here's a question of, is it worth it? I'm gonna be honest. The B.A.Balis board, it's kind of pricey for what it is. So this blade slaps. I didn't anticipate that. Do I want this blade to slap? I mean, I might as well go all the way through with this since I'm already here. If you are a modder and you do a lot of stuff like this, you do reblades, you do shit like that, it might be worth getting. If you are a random schmo like me, the Bali Spindle is probably a much better bang for your buck. Also, you can just get more than one Bali Spindle, which is something that they like to make a big point. Two Bali trays, two Bali Spindles would have done the trick too. Also, I wish that the B.A.Balis one came with 2 trays because, I don't know, it's nice to be able to sort your hardware properly. It does only come with 1, and it's like $35, so like 1 tray, it's not worth it, I would say. And he can't really lower his prices too based off of the material he's using, I guess, but that's somewhat subjective, apparently, because a friend of mine who does a lot of 3D printing was like, that's pricey. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so, but it's his full-time job too, so I can respect that. And also just because of how I might be critical of Blake's boards, the price to performance, I will admit that his mod work is exceptional. It seems to be some of the best work in my opinion. Oopsies. So here we go. I have complete. Oh, ooh, that's way too much play. Honestly, I think the board is a little overpriced. I love the side compartment. If the Bali breakdown board came with, the 3 pegs, which I don't even care as much about 3 pegs as much as 2, but the 3 pegs and 2 trays, and that was like $30 flat, or 30, if it was like 25 to $30 flat, this much with another board, that would be a much better recommendation. I could be much more thing, and then plus 10 for this, 35 total, or like once you get to like 50, then you're like, So like, because 2 Bali Spindles was like $32 before shipping, and before shipping here it's like $35 plus this is 40. So and if you want to get pegs, I actually don't know how much extra pegs are. That was the one thing he didn't tell me. So if you were like, I want 6 pegs, or maybe you want like 1 more peg, you could theoretically do it like sideways, and you can have like have a bunch of things here. That would actually be really cool if you could have 4 pegs. I would rather have 2 pegs and two trays than 3 pegs in 1 tray. Obviously that's not remotely equivalent, but this feels terrible. So I think I might just put the blade back. My biggest criticisms are for Blake, I really dislike this system. While if you were to have interlocking parts with each other, they might have parts sticking out. It might look ugly if you only have 1 board and no attachments, but I don't know. I find that these are one, like you can easily lose this. And now I have like this, I have a baggie here which I feel obligated to keep forever just to store these things. I find that frustrating. This tray is great. It's a little short for my standard T10 Wee Hobbit, but that's fine. That's not the tray's fault. It fits the T8 one really well, and it's really good for like, I'll keep using this. This This I'll keep using. I wish that these flush together like Legos. And this is loose enough that it can shake a little. And if you had a peg that you could put bit holders in, if you could put a bit holder in here, so I don't have to, like, this is nice, but if a bit holder was in here, it would feel more complete. If you could have, I don't know if it would even be possible to like double tip. That might be a little bit much. I don't know if I have any other suggestions. I don't know if there are. Oh, there is things that you can do in the top here. Update, you can put things on the top. That said, it does not flush completely. So, that's the thing. These don't align here because it's not a square. It does align here, but it was clearly designed to fit on the side, opposed to the top. But it's possible, and if you feel secure, you can have it up top. It just doesn't flush. Maybe it'd be better if it was a square. Again, this is like brand new. I am one of the first 5 people, I think, to own these. And I bought 2 boards, which I don't regret, but I do think is overpriced. If there was a way to do a discount, I know that I was like, can I get all this for like 50? But if there's a way to reduce the price, Blake, if you can reduce the price somehow, if there's something that you can reduce or cut, make these smaller. Hate these. Another modularity way of making things modular. More consistent widths of pegs, and a bit holder. And I'm sure there are other wonderful things. Honestly, if you had, I mean, you could have dedicated things. Like if there was like a dedicated little like lube holder, that might be excessive. If you could have a peg that was like a lube holder. There's like so many possibilities. And the question is like, with the IKEA pegboard, like, would you buy them all? If they were really cheap, if they were like a couple of bucks, $4, $3, I don't know how much a peg is, but a little lube holder, a little bit holder. In the end, Bali Spindle is probably the best bang for your buck. But there's still a lot of potential here, and I'm really excited to see that potential. If I were to have one criticism, while there is jimping, which is nice, I wish perhaps that jimping could be used as a way to hold the toothpicks steady while it was broken down. So if that was like a groove that could be used to keep those toothpicks secure, that would be super cool, because the size, it's not big enough to hold the toothpick. You can cut it down, but I mean, they say cut 2 millimeters and it gets thicker when you get top. So yes, I think if the jimping doubled also as a toothpick groove holder, that would be super cool. If you like this, like and subscribe, throw a couple bucks towards my coffee. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.